Was The Big Bang Theory just a rip-off of Graham Linehan's British comedy, The IT Crowd? After doing some research, I think it just might be. Here's why. So first of all, I checked the dates. If The Big Bang Theory came out before The IT Crowd, then the chances are that the idea for The Big Bang Theory didn't come from The IT Crowd. But as it turns out, The IT Crowd, the first episode, was released on the 3rd of February 2006. So that gave Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady roughly 18 months to get that first episode out, which by American standards would be pretty easy, to be fair, because the Americans are just such a driving force. If they want to do something, if they know what they want to do, they may be the best in the world at getting things out, getting things done, getting the funding, especially in the entertainment business. As far as I'm aware, from my perspective, they're the biggest and best at it. Anyway, I came across this article that explains how Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady came up with the idea for the Big Bang Theory. It basically explains that they started having a conversation about geeks and clever people and the way they behave. But it doesn't really say anything about what sparked this conversation. I have heard the odd American say that they do look to the British to get ideas for comedy, and you can see evidence of this throughout sitcom history. Anyway, back to them coincidences. Now, a lot of people may not know this, but before The Big Bang Theory was released, they actually had a pilot episode that was never released on the TV. And apparently, television companies, they said that people found their female character, who was named Katie originally, before there was ever a Penny, it was Katie in the first pilot episode. And they said that people found her to be too aggressive and too scary, which, funnily enough, in the first series of the IT Crowd, Jen from the IT Crowd had many issue fits, had at least one episode where she had PMS or PMT, something like that, one of them lady things, and they actually made her out to be a very extreme character who looked like fire. They made her up in a really extreme way and just made her like the most scariest person on earth. But like I said, when the TV companies in America saw the first pilot of The Big Bang Theory, they found that audiences didn't really like the fact that Katie was angry. So they decided to turn her hair blonde and make her a bit more of a nice character. And that's where Penny came into the first episode of The Big Bang Theory. But she did still retain some of that boisterous quality that could have come from Jen in the IT Crowd. Then there's the 2 boys, 1 girl scenario. Each show has 1 super geek. Both of the guys are useless with women, but one of the guys really doesn't seem that interested. The girl's obviously not geeky. She helps to teach them a bit about life. Both girls don't understand computers and general geeky things. Both Jen and Penny are made out to be fairly useless employees. The original geek comedy had Jen, short for Jenny, but we ended up with Penny in the American version. Both shows start with 2 boys and a girl coming into each other's worlds for the first time. In the very first episode of the IT Crowd, Morris didn't know when to shut up, and Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory kept this quality throughout The Big Bang Theory. Also, you do find that the American version, most of the characters have one particular personality trait. They're more simple than the IT crowd. The IT crowd characters are more complex, so they have personality traits that seem to be shared between the American characters. If you take Sheldon and Raj out of the Big Bang Theory and put them together, you basically get Moss out of the IT crowd. And if you take Leonard and Howard and put them together, you basically get Chris O'Dowd's character from the IT crowd. And last but not least, the pair of thick-framed glasses on one of our two main geeks. But in the Big Bang Theory, the glasses were swapped from the super geek to the regular geek. This may have been an attempt to make Johnny Galecki look geeky, as he doesn't appear to be particularly geeky in real life. But maybe it was also an attempt to change how obvious it was that the idea came from the British IT crowd. I do have another video in mind for the Big Bang Theory and the IT crowd, so if you'd like to see that, please let me know in the comments. And please do like the video, that helps me out so much. And if you'd like to see other videos, of course, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Catch you later.